Hello everybody, welcome back to the FM24 Youth Academy Challenge with Folkestone Invicta. It's the end of the season, we've got a little review to go through, see how we finished up, and have a quick look at some of our youngsters and see how they're developing. Let's get into it. Yes, hello everybody, welcome back to the Save, and fellow managers, we start on our end of season review for the 2047-48 season with Folkestone Invicta, where we know we won the Carabao Cup, which was absolutely glorious indeed. Now obviously we didn't have any new arrivals, it's a Youth Academy save, so no signings allowed, but we did let a few bigger names go. Ryan Carson on loan to West Brom, Pablo Balleria back to Portugal, Aaron O'Hara moved to Southend for 675k, Hayden Jones for $500,000 to Forest Green, and a number of other people out on loan as well. So we did have some good players leaving the club, but they have been quite easily replaced. Now in the league we managed to finish 4th, 68 points from 38 games, 4 points behind Newcastle in 3rd, but most importantly 2 points ahead of Liverpool in 5th. So we have secured Champions League football. The 5th place will be in Champions League football again, but it's back-to-back seasons in the Champions League, which is absolutely huge. That is really, really good for us. Arsenal winning the league. Chelsea winning the league. We're but 2 points clear of Arsenal. Newcastle in 3rd, 10 points of Arsenal. So Chelsea and Arsenal are the dominant forces in England. That's who we need to try and topple in the Premier League, probably in Europe as well. But yeah, we're pretty good. We're pretty good. Goal difference of plus 30 at the end of the season. Very comfortably top 4, top 5, which is great. We're getting that extra spot through the affiliate, the coefficients every season. So top 4, top 5 is absolutely awesome. In the Champions League, we did get knocked out in the quarterfinals by Arsenal. A 2-1 win at home, a 2-0 loss away from home. It just wasn't enough, and we did really well. Carabao got 9 goals in the Champions League, which was really good, and some memorable times, right? We beat Real Madrid 1-0 at home. Yes, we lost to Inter Milan, but beating PSG over 2 legs in the knockouts as well was phenomenal. So no complaints there. In the FA Cup, knocked out in the quarterfinals by Newcastle 2-1 after we beat Port Vale, Brighton and Derby. So a decent run. But of course, in the Carabao Cup, we tied up. Completed, won, achieved our first continental, our first country trophy is what I was going for, cup trophy in there, beating Aston Villa, Blackburn, Bristol City, QPR and then West Ham in the final. We won it 1-0 and won the Carabao Cup, which was absolutely delighted. Sir Nodges was our leading goal scorer with 3 in that one, but it was a phenomenal goal in the final that ran it all up for us, which was absolutely amazing. And then moments to remember, a 6-0 win over Everton was our biggest win. The match to remember was a 6-3 win over West Ham, which was absolutely incredible. And the goal of the season was Atkinson's goal in the Carabao Cup final. Absolutely superb. A marvellous goal from the striker as he dribbles the ball from within his own half before scoring a deftly executed finish from 23 yards out. I'm so glad that one goal of the season. That's absolutely amazing. In terms of the finances then, Reputation says it stayed the same. It probably will for this season. No new deals yet, but I'm sure they'll go up. More sponsorship, less revenue, less broadcast, I should say. More corporate and hospitality, more competition prize money, nearly double our competition prize money, or over double our competition prize money. More match day commercial and retail as well. And JPJ was the number 1 shirt seller. Englefield, Coedu, Haynes and Ruffles there making up the numbers. And we lined up in our 4-2-3-1. Haynes, Taylor, Gardner, Gannon, Hole, Hewson, Barnes, Ruffles, Joseph, Coedu and Englefield up front. Was absolutely superb. Loads of awards to go through as well. So we got the English Premier Division Manager of the Month for October and December, and the English Premier Division Manager of the Year, which for the first time is amazing. John Perry Joseph's got Player of the Year, Young Player of the Year. Robert Atkinson got Goal of the Season. Top goal scorers, Carabao with 26. 27. He also had the most assists with 25. So Carabao proving what a player he is for us at the moment. He got 11 Player of the Matches. How he wasn't voted Player of the Season, I don't know, but he also got the highest average rating with the 7.4, and Raphael Gardner had the most passes completed. John Perry Joseph won the Premier Division Top goal scorer award, which was lovely. Most assists by a player in a season, 25 with Kadukuedu. He also wins the most player of a match awards ever in a season with 11, and Massimo Englefield continues to beat his own record now with 257 goals for the club. He is an absolute club legend, which is amazing to see, isn't it? Amazing to see. But history in the making. We won the Carabao Cup. We beat QPR 2-0 away from home. Not too sure why that's in there, but it was just very, very good. Very, very good indeed. And absolutely superb. Geordie Hewson made the next gen list as well, which is another little positive in there as well. If you like the supporter profile, that's what it looks like right now. We gained 500,000 followers on social media stuff, and the board want us to play possession football, or the supporters want us to play possession football, set pieces, high tempo pressing and entertaining football, whilst developing players from the club's youth system, play attacking football and avoid relegation. The fans still don't believe that we're a top 4 club, so at least they're keeping it all in reality for that one. We're going to accept everything the board want. It's generally the same as the fans at this stage, so it's not too bad. Squad dynamics, Englefield, Lucas Hole and Haynes are the top 3 up there. We've got our end of season team meeting, which is where we'll just chat to everyone and say, got nothing else to say, so that we don't piss anyone off, because I would say, let's challenge for the Champions League, and they'll get annoyed because we're only meant to avoid relegation. We're looking pretty damn good, to be honest. There's not that many people upset. You can see a few people are happy with the way we've treated Kuedu, because he wants to move to a club with a stronger squad, and I've basically said no. Why would I sell you? So we're going to keep him around, and he should not be too unhappy going forward. He's got a contract for another 4 years, so I think that's enough time for him to settle down. I hope we might even win the Champions League in 4 years. You never actually know, do you, in this case? But I wanted to start on this screen because this is the first year we've had 3 players score over 20 goals. 25 goals for Englefield, 25 goals for John Perry Joseph, and 27 for Kadukuedu as well. His season of having 25 assists and 27 goals is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. It is so good. I don't know if we'll be able to repeat it again next year. Having 3 players score over 20 goals is just... It's quite unfathomable when you think about it in the Premier League. I don't know if any club in the Premier League in real life has ever had 3 players score over 20 goals in a season, but I'm sure they might. I'm sure there's some statistical nerds out there that will let me know in the comment section. Please do. I'm also a statistical nerd, so very excited to hear that one. The squad in its entirety was incredibly good. Incredibly good. We had a really strong end to the season, beating Man City in their 5-3. We beat Brentford on the last day 4-2. We beat Everton 4-0. We did lose to Forest 2-1, but in the grand scheme of things, it didn't affect where we were finishing in the league, so not too annoyed by that one. But our Premier League record of 38 games, 20 wins, 8 draws and 10 losses is good. On another day, a number of those losses aren't losses and they become draws and wins, and we're a bit closer to the top. But if we quickly look at what's happened in the previous seasons, right? So the league winner won it with 6 losses. The year before that, 6 losses, which we matched, and we could have won the league on the last day. 1 loss for Arsenal the year before that, 4 the year before that, 6 the year before that. So you're looking at a maximum of 6 losses basically to win the league, and we're not far away from it. We're really not far. It does feel like winning the Premier League is pretty close. And then, of course, the Champions League, our first season in the Champions League, and we got to the quarterfinals, is just so good. And again, it's something that I think we can potentially repeat. Inter have got to play Arsenal in the final. Arsenal won it. Was that last year they beat? Yeah, it's been a constant win of Arsenal or Chelsea. I mean, Liverpool beat Chelsea there. It's English teams that win it. So you're sort of in the ballpark of, if you win the Premier League, you're in a very good way to win the Champions League. So we got knocked out in the quarterfinals to Arsenal. Chelsea smashed Brighton 5-0 on aggregate. Real Madrid lost to Ajax, which was very interesting, and Liverpool lost to Inter Milan. But yeah, I just sort of feel like we're in that we're in that position now where if we just get a couple of very good youngsters coming through, we are going to be on fire in the Champions League. And of course, talking of youngsters, we'll go and have a quick look at some people that are coming through, because there was a lot of interest in Zhang Jipeng. Here he is, Zhang Jipeng, coming through as a right back with finishing 14, caught a lot of people's attention. There's been lots of comments in there suggesting what we should be doing with him, where we should utilise him, what should be happening. And do you know what? I'm still undecided about where we should be using him. He's a professional 16-year-old, 5-star potential. The fact that he's got gets forward whenever possible, I quite like him at right back. I quite like that idea of just having a sort of Trent Alexander-Arnold attacking right back that, well, actually, he can probably defend better than Trent because he's got good tackling. But do you know what I mean? Just whack him at right back, and yeah, he'll lose headers at the back post. But as an attacking force, he's going to be absolutely insane. The other thing is potentially converting him to holding midfield. But because he looks like he's going to be so good, I'm not sure I want to eat into that potential. Like, if we could maximise all the potential he's going to get in one position, I just feel like it's going to be absolutely epic. His development so far obviously has been very little. There hasn't been too much development attribute-wise. At the moment, he's only been at the club this season, only came through the intake this season. Good to see a bit of improvement throughout the season already, though. But yeah, I think he's going to go very, very far and be very, very good. If we just put this on to let's put complete wing back on attack for now. Yeah, I think he's going to go very, very far indeed. Looking back at the development centre then, so there's no first team candidates at the moment, although I don't think Zhang Jipeng is that far off. Renis Sulaj as a winger is one that our assistant manager is very excited about. The Albanian coming through, looks like he could be something quite good, but an unambitious personality, isn't the best. However, he is quite determined. He's a long way off the first team at the moment. Tony Griffiths is one we've looked at before, left back on the other side to Zhang Jipeng, but again, not looking great, probably going to be released this year. Oh, this is the needs attention column. That's why I wanted to go over here. Darren Grimshaw, centre-back, looks pretty good. Jumping reach of 9 isn't great. That needs improvement. Also lacks a little bit of consistency, but do like... Oh, yeah, I think he's coming along okay. Ross Kerr is the winger. Again, very good physicals, crossing, dribbling, passing, all looking decent as well. Good potential. 17 years old, so lots of room to grow. However, very injury prone and lacks consistency, is something to keep an eye on. Oren Robinson, another fullback at right back. He's probably a bit unlucky that he's actually competing with Zhang Jipeng, and it's unfortunate, but there's probably a player in there to be a backup when we need him. And Daryl Treacy, attacking midfielder, did step into the first team and train with the first team occasionally this season. At 17 years old, we've put him in the under-21s to get a bit more experience at a better level. With that potential and these starting sort of attributes, good determination of 17, two-footed, I think he could be something quite useful as well. So we are laying out people for the future and keeping an eye on them. But looking through here, other players then, Lawson Glass, we'll have a quick look at. He's been at the club for a little bit longer in our system, a few years now, and you can see major improvement in technical, major improvement mentally, and major improvement physically. He is coming along very well indeed, and if we can just keep working on those technicals, he's probably not far off being a backup player for the first team. Shoots from distance, I've been trying to untrain that because he's got long shots 8, finishing 8, technique 4, but yeah, he's not really listening to us to say stop shooting from distance. Akeem Maxwell, been playing as a striker in the under-21s, great finishing, great dribbling, good pace, good acceleration, good off the ball, good technique. Does look like, again, he could be something very useful. Very, very good consistency as well. If we have a quick look at his progress through attributes of all time, just make sure that's selected. So again, slight improvement technically, slight improvement mentally, and a major improvement physically in there as well. So looking forward to see what he can do. In fact, a decent thing we are looking on the youth team appearances. You can actually see the average rating in the youth team. Lawson Glass is up there and 1. Amir Colley, has had a good season. Don't think he's ever going to be good enough to reach the first team, though. Jacob Addison on the wing, a good season in the under-21s. Has all the right attributes in the right places. He's just unfortunate to be in a position where we are overloaded with talent, to be honest. Just absolutely overloaded with talent. Nicky Shadbolt, the goalkeeper. I was very excited by Nicky Shadbolt. And now it's sort of like, okay, he not progressed. Haynes and Joe Jones in the first team are better than him and look to be more progression in there. But we'll keep Shadbolt around. He's only 19. He's got another year left in the under-21s to see what he can do. But what is impressive here is that now a 3-star potential player for us is championship standard. Like, that's really interesting to know. So all of these people that are like 3 stars, Mark Jackson, for example, okay, 1.5 when we look at our assistant manager, but he's potentially League One. So we are bringing through players that when they are above 3 stars, who have we got here that we can look at? Connor Kelly, for example, like 3.5 star potential championship standard. So we're bringing through these players that no longer have to be 5-star to be Premier League players. They can just be slightly worse than what we want them to be. We want everyone to be 5-star, right? They can be slightly worse than that and still be a Premier League quality player in the future. But you can see physically really good improvement, mentally pretty good as well as technically he's done very well as well here. Connor Kelly's one. He's another player, actually, that's like crossing, dribbling's really good, acceleration and pace is good, off the ball's good, technique is good, like could very easily be an inside forward or a striker for us. Just unlucky that he's joining a team that are so good. We're so good in those positions. It's quite ludicrous, to be honest. I think there's not many changes going into next season. Everyone we want to be like hunkered down to a good contract is on a good contract. Alex Hessenthaler is expiring. We're going to release him. He doesn't have the physical attributes we need to be in Champions League, Premier League sort of quality player. So he will be being released on a free transfer. But other than that, we've got everyone down to a contract, which is really good. In the under-21s, it's sort of a similar scenario as well. If we go to my normal view, like contract-wise, we've got, a couple of people being released. I'm not really fussed about. I know Amir Colley's had a really good season in the under-21s, but he's never going to be good enough to play for the first team. And it feels like we're getting to the point where we're going to be challenging for Champions Leagues and getting to those latter stages, and every year getting through the group phase, which is the main, or the league phase, which is the main thing. We probably should have had one Premier League title by now. I bottled the last day against when Arsenal won the league last season. We've got back-to-back Champions League qualifications. It definitely feels like the club is in the right direction. And I think to prove the club is in the right direction, it's worth £1.9 billion. Folkestone Invicta is worth £1.9 billion. And as they say in Top Gear, or used to say in Top Gear, on that bombshell, we'll end it there. So we'll be back for the 2048-49 season in the next video, starting the season. We'll probably come back again 10 to 15 games in, depending on the Champions League draw and what the squad's looking like, if there's any big news. But I'm not expecting any player sales. I'm not expecting that much difference from the first team squad this year to next year. I think we just go through it and I'll introduce anyone that got called up and we'll go from there. But thank you so much for watching. Loving this series. I'm hoping we can maybe get it finished before I go on my work trip. That's going to be a push. I'm away for 3 weeks with work in the end of July, beginning of August. So let's see. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.